A young lad named Jack arrives at his estranged father's home after flying in from the US. Their relationship is clearly strained, and the moment Jack steps into the house, the coldness between him and his father David is obvious. David tries to make small talk, but Jack barely responds. Once David leaves the room, Jack pulls out a bottle of liquor from his bag, silently bracing himself for what's bound to be an awkward stay. The next morning, Jack sits by the window smoking a cigarette. He catches sight of a young woman hanging laundry outside. Curious, he heads out and finds David standing behind him. David casually mentions that he hired a housemaid named Maria, someone to help around the house and, as he puts it, to have a pretty face around. Maria soon walks over and politely greets Jack, who responds with detached politeness. When David leaves for a meeting, Jack is left alone with Maria. Maria offers him something to drink, trying to make conversation. She asks why he's only staying a few days. Jack shrugs her off and says he and David aren't close. Maria assumes he must be closer with his mother. That comment immediately hits a nerve. Jack freezes, then storms off without another word. Later, Jack roams the house with his camera, doing photography to clear his mind. Maria finds him and apologizes for earlier. She's surprised to learn David never told her Jack's mother had died. Jack opens up a bit. His mother passed away giving birth to him. It's a wound he's carried his whole life, one that never healed. He feels responsible, as if his very existence took her away. That night, David insists Jack join him for dinner, but Jack refuses. Frustrated, he shouts at his father, demanding to be left alone. The next day, while Jack is out taking pictures again, a girl named Becky approaches him. She flirts, asks if he'd like to get a drink sometime, but Jack is uninterested. He glances behind her and spots Maria cycling down the path. Becky asks who the girl is, and Jack simply replies, "A friend." Later, back at the house, Jack finds Maria reading on the lawn. He secretly snaps a photo of her from afar. In the kitchen, he asks her for a drink. As they talk, Maria asks if he has a girlfriend. Jack says no, girls his age bore him. When she brings up David wanting to spend Jack's birthday together, Jack becomes angry again and walks out. Maria follows and tries to comfort him. Jack finally explains. David has never been there for him. He grew up in the US with his uncle, someone who felt more like a father. Maria opens up too, revealing she once lost someone very dear to her, just like Jack lost his mother. She tries to reassure him, insisting David must care about him in some way. This shared vulnerability shifts their dynamic. Jack asks about her background, and Maria says she speaks several languages and could even teach him Spanish if he likes. They begin bonding. During lunch, Jack compliments her cooking and says being around her makes him feel calm, almost safe. He shows her a photo of his mother. Maria calls her beautiful. But when she brings up his upcoming birthday again, Jack grows cold. He doesn't celebrate it. It's not a day of joy for him. It's the day his mother died. Maria apologizes. Then, for the first time, she shares her own secret. When she was Jack's age, she got pregnant. Her boyfriend was gone, and though she wanted an abortion, her parents forced her to carry the child. She gave birth to a boy she immediately loved, but her parents took him away and placed him for adoption. She hasn't spoken to them properly since. Not even when her father died a few days ago. Jack listens in silence. When David returns later that evening, Maria goes to greet him. David tells Jack he has to go to Paris for a business meeting, and Maria will stay behind to take care of things. Jack is furious. He came here hoping to finally spend time with his father, but once again, David chooses work. That night, Jack vents to Maria. Maria tells him maybe it's not too late to try and fix things with David. She insists Jack is all his father has left now. They decide to watch TV together, and while at it, Jack couldn't help but glance at the beautiful Maid. Even during dinner, he couldn't stop staring at her chest. That night, Jack flips through Maria's photos, and he ends up enjoying himself. The next day, Maria runs into her ex-boyfriend Jacob. He still cares for her, and he asks if they could start over. However, Maria refuses, saying that her life is too messy and that she's not ready. Jack, who is just behind the door, overhears this conversation. Later in the kitchen, Maria wishes Jack a happy birthday. He asks if she brought him a gift, and Maria says no, but adds that she'll give him anything he wants, as long as it's not expensive. Jack takes that as a green light, and he tells her bluntly that he wants her. Maria turns red and tells him to stop talking silly, but Jack keeps pressing, telling her that she promised to give him whatever he wants. Maria explains that it is not that simple because he's still too young for her, and she only considers him as a friend. Jack accuses her of not caring for him, just like his dad, and Maria says that he cares for him, but not in the way he wants. Jack starts touching her, and Maria lets it, but when he grabs her milk station, she slaps him. Not long after, Becky drops by to see Jack. Jack greets her and decides to go out with the young girl. Maria watches them walk away, and she feels a bit jealous. Becky kisses Jack on the cheek and offers him a birthday present, which is herself. However, Jack declines because there's only one person that he wants. He rushes home, drinks to calm his nerves, and finds Maria crying alone. He confesses that his feeling for her is true, and Maria finally cracks. She hugs him tight, and Jack holds her closer, cupping her again. This time, Maria doesn't stop him. She starts undressing and let the young lad kiss her, but then she snaps back and tells him to stop. As they sit together on the couch, Maria asks him if he's ever been with a girl before, and Jack confesses that he's a virgin. She tells him again that they can't be together, but then Jack says that he will die if she leaves him. That's when Maria promises to never leave him. She removes her top and lets Jack touch her. Afterward, Jack lays his head on her lap. Maria tells him to try talking to David, saying that she does not want him to end up like her. Jack eventually agrees. The next day, Jack sneaks up behind her while she's in the kitchen and begins kissing her neck again. They're just getting into it when David returns home. They instantly break apart, pretending nothing happened. David hands Jack a wrapped gift for his birthday. Jack accepts but declines to go to a dinner with him. Maria follows him upstairs and begs him to go even just for tonight. She sweetens the deal with a few kisses and a promise to spend the next night with him. That night, Jack joins his father for a drink. He starts lashing out, accusing David of never loving his mom. David says he loved Jack's mother more than anything, and the only reason he remarried so soon was so Jack could have a normal family. Jack believes that David blamed him for his mother's death, but his dad says it was never his fault. It was just fate. They talk long into the night until Jack eventually falls asleep on the couch. He wakes up the next morning with a blanket draped over him. It's the first time he feels a trace of peace in his father's house. Remembering his conversation with David, he realizes he might have been wrong all this time. Maybe David did care, and he just didn't know how to show it. Jack later finds Maria, and he tells her that he wants to spend the entire day with her before he leaves. She smiles gently, and they decide to go out together. They go to a nearby park, relaxing under the shade, and sharing a passionate kiss. Maria later brings Jack to her house, and the young lad is nervous because this will be his first time. The maid starts undressing, but as they are about to become intimate, Maria suddenly stops and cries. She confessed to Jack that after she gave up her son for adoption, Maria tried to find him. Years have passed, and when she finally located him, Maria found out he had died in a hit-and-run accident, and she believes it was her fault. If she had only kept him, he would have still be alive. Jack holds her tightly. He understands her pain, because he's been carrying his own version of it since he was born. As her tears fade, Maria kisses him, and their connection grows deeper, born from shared tragedy. They share an intimate moment together. It is first time for Jack, and for Maria, it's something she never thought she'd allow herself to feel again. Afterward, they lay side by side in bed, speaking softly. Jack tells her that she would have been a great mother, and that he loves her so much. Maria tells him she loves him too, and they share another round of intimate moment. Later that day, Jack returns home, and this time, he speaks to David with warmth. David is caught off guard, but he is relieved. Jack starts packing his bags while Maria waits downstairs. Before leaving, Jack pulls her aside and kisses her one last time. Maria doesn't promise anything but says she might come visit him in the States, and that's enough for him. Jack finally hugs his father, then goes into the cab and leaves the maid alone with David. Days later, Maria goes to visit her mother, a woman she hasn't seen in years. She sits her down and tells her what happened to the boy they sent for adoption. Her mother breaks down in tears. She never knew. They cry together, and for the first time in a long time, they make peace. Did you like our movie recap? Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. To be updated for new movie recaps, hit the notification bell.